Good morning, cowboys, cowgirls, and outlaws. Welcome to the Slick Sixguns Network Facebook page. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you're at. I'm going to give people a few seconds to go ahead and tune in to this channel. If you are watching this live stream or if you are watching on the replay, I hope you are enjoying what you see. So, let me first off start. There's a lot of people that are joining the Slick Sixguns Network on YouTube and on Facebook, so I'm just going to go ahead and give you a quick rundown of what my live streams are about. The whole point of these live streams is meant for you to get to know me. It's meant for us to socialize. It's meant for us to have, yes, if you haven't heard, coffee together. And before I get started, I have my coffee this morning. So, if you have a cup of coffee or whatever you're drinking, feel free to pick up your feet, put it on the couch, put it on a chair, wherever you're at. Maybe you're at work, maybe you're at home, maybe you're at work and home all at the same time. Regardless, go ahead and just kick back, relax, enjoy a nice cup of coffee with me, and let's just go ahead and enjoy each other's company. First off, I'd like to know where everyone is at. If you are watching from your home, please let me know what city and state you're from, also what country you're from if you're not from the United States. I am actually over here in the Central Texas area, broadcasting live. I am not a Texas native, but I got here as soon as I could. If you're from Texas, by all means, I'm just going to say thank you for watching. Everyone else, I'm sure you wish you were here. That goes without saying. Anyway, also let me know in the comment section what coffee you are drinking. I like to know what everyone's favorite brew is by all means. Coffee is a great way to socialize. Not saying this is a date, but you know, if you want to consider it that, then to each his own or her own. Anyway, so my coffee that I'm going to be drinking today is actually my home brew. It is my typical 2 Splenda packets and caramel coffee creamer mixed in. So if that's something that you like, we have something in common. For those of you that don't know, I also went out and bought a lot of shirts. I've been mentioning that on this live stream. So I went to my favorite store in the world and bought a lot of different accoutrements for dressing the part. And, you know, today I'm wearing a different colored shirt than I was wearing yesterday. So I bought 4 different shirts, hopefully 4 different days. Try not to be as dirty as I can. You know, I do shower regularly, for those of you that don't already know. Anyway, I'm going to start this episode real quick by letting you know that I do have a YouTube channel. If you don't already know that, feel free to go on over there and subscribe as soon as possible. I have a lot of good content on there. I have over 60 videos on the Western shooting sports, mainly having to deal with technical tips and building community. I don't sit here and say that I'm an expert, because I'm not. In the sport, I'm not by all means the fastest person, because one, I don't have time to practice. So that's another reason why I'm probably not your go-to person for speed. However, I do consider myself relatively knowledgeable on the history of a lot of the weapons we talk about. I also consider myself relatively knowledgeable on how to take these weapons apart, and I want to share my knowledge with you. If that is something you are interested in, by all means, you should go ahead and subscribe to that YouTube channel, as I have content coming out relatively regularly, albeit recently it has been kind of difficult for obvious reasons. Some people are being left out of work, and I'm going to work more often. Other than that, Wayne says he's drinking Maxwell House with Cold Stone Creamer. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. At least you're drinking coffee. Some people like to say they're drinking Ensure. If that's you, I don't judge. If you're drinking whiskey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. If you're drinking wine, you must be a classy person. Anyway, with that being said, I also want to give a couple shout outs out to some people here. So if you are tuning into this channel, I'm going to go ahead and call out your name and just say that you're watching. If I butcher your name, I apologize. Please don't beat me up too hard in the comment section. I'm not the best speller in the world. I did get past 3rd grade, just letting you know. Henry, good morning. Matt, good morning. Kyle, good morning. Alan, good morning. Holly, how you doing? Good to see ya. How's the baby? Wayne, good to see you. Bo, good to see you. Cletus, good to see you. Thank you for joining. A regular who always watches, thank you for tuning in. William, thank you for tuning in. Cletus, good morning. I already said that. Tyler, good morning. Dennis, good morning. Ronald, good morning. Bud, good morning. Dennis says, hi, howdy. Hey, Holly, hi. Scott, no coffee yet? I got my coffee. It's right here. Well, if you don't have your coffee, you should go grab it right now because now's the perfect time. Wayne says, yep, but not today. Okay. Well, I'm sad to say that you don't have your drinks with you, but regardless, I just hope you enjoy your time. I'd like to give a shout out to some of my supporters just to let you know that these are some fine people and companies that actually provide content to my channel. They have believed in me and supported me in a lot of ways. Other than the viewers here who have been so kind as to continue to watch my content, I always thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will continue to make content for the near future, both on live streams and on YouTube. For those of you that don't know, my two major supporters are Alamo Knife Works. They are stationed here in Texas. They make some great quality knives. They provide excellent content. I have a few of their knife reviews in my YouTube channel. By all means, check them out and go ahead and take a look in their at their Facebook page as well as their website. I leave a link to their Facebook page in my YouTube channels on any videos that I've made for them. Go check them out. They have good quality knives at relatively low prices. Basically any knife you could ever want in the Western shooting sports, classic style, good looks, and good quality, and of course, a fair price. Holly says, baby is doing good, feeding him all the time. Yep, that's what they do. They eat you out of house and home, even when they're extremely young. Other than that, I have Charlie's Front Porch Gunsmith also. He's a great guy, good friend of mine, provides a lot of firearms to the channel. He's one of the reasons why you're actually able to see a lot of firearms that come across the YouTube channel. So I'm going to give a thank you to him. Feel free to go check his Facebook page out, Charlie's Front Porch Gunsmith. Don't forget to actually say hello to him for me. He is a great gunsmith. He does some work for me. And, he's also a good friend. So, by all means, check him out, give him a like, give him a subscribe, and maybe if you have some work for him, by all means, send it his way and tell him I sent you. Other than that, I'd also like to say if you actually want to be a patron of my channel, I have a Patreon page. It is in my YouTube channel, and it is on any description of my videos. Just go ahead and click on the link to my Patreon account, and go ahead and for as little as $1 a month, you can actually contribute towards content. You can get personal live streams from me, recommend content. You can also have me shoot something on camera for you. Mine as long as it's within YouTube community standards, because I don't want to lose my channel. Other than that, you don't feel that you have to contribute, but you can. It's always thanked and well liked. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and move on to the content. For those of you that are watching and for those of you that have looked at the description, I'm going to be talking about a particular firearm today. Mind you, this is not meant to be a historical video. This is not meant for me to give you the details about the gun. This is not meant for me to be an expert on the gun. By all means, I'm not going to show you that because, one, I don't want to get dinged in the comments, and two, I have to do my research, as with any good person that presents information. So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. Keep drinking your coffee. If you have any questions on the weapon, by all means, ask them in the comments section. I'll answer them to the best of my ability, and it may not be right away. So with that being said, I present to you the Winchester Ranger model. This is based off of the 94 platform, and it is also stamped on the barrel that it is made in Connecticut, USA. So just to let you know that these models have actually been discontinued. So I was actually able to buy this as a used model, but nonetheless is a very good looking rifle, and yes, is considered to be SAS legal. And I'll explain why in a second here before you jump on me in the comment section. So let's go ahead and show you this weapon real quick. So it's got a plastic butt plate here. It's got kind of just a standard finish on the wood, and there really isn't anything fancy about it. It's, you know, no rust on it. It's got kind of a bluing. It's got an angle eject on it, as you can see right here. And yes, I will go ahead and show you that it is unloaded, for those of you that don't know. So if you look at it, it's got the 94 frame on it. It's got the angle eject, has the side loading gate. It loads a total of 30. It loads a total. I can't speak this morning. It loads a total of 7 rounds in the tube magazine. It's got a nice forehand grip, even though it's not necessarily fancy grade wood. And the magazine tube is a full-length magazine tube. This isn't a carbine version in an 18-inch barrel. The rear sight is not really, you know, like a fine sight or anything like that. It's meant for just pretty much point and shoot, kind of like more of a brush gun. It's got a standard post front sight, nothing really special there. So, and it's got, by the way, I just want to show you, it's got a brass trigger, and yes, a lot like the later models, it's got the crossbolt safety here. You know, the Winchester 94s didn't originally come like that with any sort of safety visible to the eye. Just to let you guys know, these are actually SAS legal, and let me explain before you kill me. So in the Western shooting sports, in particular cowboy action shooting, they have a long distance shooting match. These are allowed in the long distance shooting because it is a rifle caliber in a tubular magazine. To my knowledge, don't quote me on this, it doesn't have a round count capacity unless you're in a single shot rifle class. I said single shot. With that, however, this is allowed in the long distance matches in the lever action rifle caliber. So you can take this out and do a long distance match with it if you so choose. This, however, I do not use it for that purpose. I actually use this as my ranch gun. I like to take this around when I'm outside, you know, and I need it for either hunting purposes, or if I need it just in case we might have a hog around, if there is one. Or sometimes if there's bobcats or, God forbid, rabid dogs. Anyway, so that's what I use this rifle for. I bought it specifically for that purpose. I didn't buy it for SAS, even though I could use it in SAS if I wanted to. However, I will say that, you know, the reason why I got it is because it is a relatively rough-looking rifle. It is not it's not pretty looking. The only thing that's really pretty about it is the brass trigger. I don't know why they decided to add that touch. To me, it's kind of distracting, but that's just my opinion. Regardless, I like buying fancy guns anyway, in case you didn't really know that. But I actually did buy one that was a little bit more utilitarian, but still had a little bit of class to it, hence the reason brass trigger. Anyway, the grain on the wood really isn't super fine. It doesn't look like a high gloss finish, so therefore if I scratch it, I'm not going to complain or cry about it. That's just my opinion. You know, it's a good little truck gun. I can throw this in my truck without having to worry about getting dings or scratches. You know, holds 7 rounds, so it's got a good, not going to say high capacity. However, it's just meant to be, a, you know, very utilitarian gun, in my opinion. I'll even show you the round for the rifle caliber. It is not a pistol caliber, it is a rifle caliber. For those of you that don't know, there's lever actions that come in rifle and they come in pistol caliber as well. There's some argument to that, however, I'm not going to get into that today. This is the 30-30. Mine is chambered in 30-30. There's not to say that others are chambered in other rounds, so I'm not going to say all 94s are chambered in 30-30 because they could be chambered in something else, but mine in particular is chambered in 30-30. It's a 105 grain bullet. You know, I do not reload. This is actually factory ammunition soft point. You know, so a relatively medium-sized cartridge. and it just loads in through the tubular magazine right here, just like most of your Winchesters post 73. It does have sling studs on it, so you could attach a sling if you wanted to. Like I said, this is meant to be more of a utilitarian gun for me than it is for a competition gun. I'm going to go ahead, and if you have any questions, by all means, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and answer a few of those questions right now before I move on. Just let me know what you think. I also did want to say that it does have a rebounding hammer, and what that means is when you pull the trigger, the hammer goes forward, and then it's also going to come right back to the resting position. It's meant to be a safety for those of you that don't know, in addition to the crossbolt safety that it's already got. So let's see what questions I have today, if I have any, real quick. Holly says, do you build any? I don't build any. I'm sure there's other people that do. 94s are relatively common. You can buy parts. If you buy, say, receiver, you can, buy the receiver, and then, yes, you can effectively build your own if you want to, just because parts availability, I don't personally. Cleta says, I'm into collecting pre-64 Winchester rifles, 30-30 or 30 WCF. I'm a past member of SAS, alias Texas Western Frontiersman, Cicero Fuller Millsap. Okay. That's something I did forget to mention. There are technically considered two different variants, the post-64 and then the pre-64 models. This, for all intents and purposes, is a post-64. I'm not going to go into the differences. That's more for a YouTube channel video. But I will say that some of the pre-64 rifles are kind of what people are very sought after because of the historical value, as well as the possibility of not having the certain safety features that are on modern rifles today. Cletus says, what is the serial number on your Winchester Ranger rifle? Well, I will go ahead and show you. Well, I can't show you, but I'll read it off to you. It is 60592213. For a minute there, I thought I was terrible at math and couldn't say it, but it's in the 6 millions production. Just make sure I got my digits right, which I do. Okay, it's in the 6 million digits. But yeah, so mind you, this is not meant to be a history video, but the 94s, for all intents and purposes, were produced in an extremely high number, even more so than the Winchester 73s. So that's why 94s sometimes get a little bit more attention. That is my opinion, mind you. Just because of the sheer quality of numbers. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any other further questions on the replay, I'll try to answer them. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this episode and you enjoyed my Winchester 94 Ranger. Made in the USA. If you are so inclined and do find one, I highly recommend you buy one. They're very good utilitarian guns. Anyway. Holly says, I think you should get on one times a week and give people a history lesson. Yeah, I've considered that, but that's more for the YouTube channel because I like doing a little bit more research and having a little bit more time. Even though, yes, I could do research to do history videos on Facebook Live. It allows me to be a little bit more polished in the YouTube channel. That's why I try to save my historical videos for YouTube, but it's something I'm willing to consider, and I would probably do a history lesson not even on a firearm. It would be more or less on a person, and I have done that in the past. Please refer down to further videos in my discussion feed if you want to see some historical videos that I've actually had on the Facebook channel, mainly having to do with Jesse James. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you joining, and I'll try to answer your questions on the replay. You have an amazing day, everybody.